Hey everyone, you're watching DIY instead of buy. I'm Lacey, and today I'm going to show you how to make a glitter storage system that doubles as glitter dispensers. This is what my glitter situation looked like. Everything just thrown into a bin. So when I saw these mini salt and pepper shakers at a going out of business sale, I knew I had to get them. This set from Anchor comes in a 12 pack, and I found them in the party supply section of the store. And don't you think for a second that I paid $5 for those. This channel is all about saving money. So as I said, the store was going out of business, and I got these for about 60 or 70% off. My original plan was to just use the shakers, but as I was removing the packaging, I started thinking this tray could be a really cute display piece for it. I would just have to make it sturdier and, of course, beautify it. So I set the tray aside to work on later. Now that I've shown you what we're working with, it's time to get messy. And I'm talking the kind of messy where you're cleaning glitter out of crevices you didn't know you had for days after this project. Once I gathered up all of my glitter, I found a piece of copy paper to lay down in hopes it would catch some of the mess. Here I go, opening up the first glitter canister. This glitter is not super fine, but it is small enough to make it through the holes of the shaker. You do want to make sure that your glitter is in proportion to the size of the holes in the shaker. And these are screw-on lids, so you don't have to worry that you'll be shaking glitter on your project and poof, half your glitter's gone because the lid fell off. I grabbed another piece of paper and I'm cutting it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half to use as a funneling system to get the glitter into the shaker. Even with this transfer method, I still had a lot of fallout. There was just no way getting around the mess with this project. Alright, I have a confession to make. I have never been a pink kind of girl. Unless we're talking get the party started. Then I'm totally into pink. But I found that I had 5 or 6 different shades of pink glitter, and there is no world where I am going to use that much pink glitter in my craft projects. So I decided we're going to start mixing these together and maybe have 2 or 3 shades of pink. And it actually turned out really pretty, the colors that I came up with. I started getting creative and mixing other glitters together. Right here I'm mixing a gold and a silver together, which that's not unusual or unheard of, but it did turn out pretty. The one that shocked me was I took a black, a gold, and that orange colored glitter in the tube at the top of the screen and mixed those together, and it really made a pretty combination for like a Halloween type of project. I was really excited about that one. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be afraid to get creative. At this point, I was OVER that glitter. Over it. I was looking like a porch pirate that got glitter bombed by Mark Rober. So let's move on to the tray. This was my favorite part of the project because I could really let loose with my creativity. I decided to go with paint and washi tape, but you could cover it in scrapbook paper, or you could cover it in glitter if you really wanted that mess again. No thanks, but you do you. Anyway, so I measured the inside of my tray. Mine was 4 3/4 inches by 3.5 inches, and then I took clear packing tape to line the bottom of the tray. I was hoping that this would help make it sturdier. And just make sure that you really smooth out that tape very well. I really apologize, you guys. I'm new to video editing and I didn't realize that this section of me smoothing out tape was gonna be so long. So thanks for hanging in there. Okay, finally, I'm showing you here that I got it smoothed out to my heart's content. And now we're gonna add some scrapbook paper into the bottom of it. I'm using Modern Elegance paper pad. And this whole scrapbook pad is all black and white designs. Once I pick the design I want, I'm gonna cut it down to the measurement we had before, which was 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I just thought this was a cute pattern with the little paisley print in there. Just a quick do as I say, not as I do moment. Make sure that when you're cutting a pattern paper, if there is a particular part of the pattern that you want inside of the tray, you need to make sure that when you're cutting, that part of the pattern is within the measurements you need to cut. I went to put the paper in the bottom of the tray to see if it fit right and realized the part of the paisley print I wanted was cut off. So do as I say, not as I do, so you have a beautiful pattern in the bottom of your tray. Here I am just measuring to make sure that it fit into the tray perfectly, and it was a little bit too snug. It was making the paper hump up in the middle, so I just went back to the cutting board and just took the thinnest little bit off of the edge, and then after that it fit perfectly. Now that the scrapbook paper is fitting perfect in the bottom, we're going to set that aside and do some painting. I'm using the Apple Barrel multi-surface paint in Timeless Gray, and this was a dark enough gray that I didn't think I would need a base coat or a white primer underneath. You're going to paint all 4 sides, the bottom, and the very top rim of the tray. And I'm using a flat brush here, but later I switched to more of a thick, kind of a chippy brush texture. I just did not like how streaky the flat brush was making it. Here it is after 2 coats of the Timeless Gray. And on that top edge, it does not have to be perfect. Like if you get some drips on the inside, it's okay because we're gonna cover that inside edge. I'm checking one more time that my scrapbook paper fits nicely into the bottom of the tray. And then I'm using a tape roller to go around the outside edge of the scrapbook paper and then an X across the center. And that should hold it nicely in the tray. I have to make it cuter. I'm taking 2 sizes of washi tape in a black and white color scheme, and although the pattern is different than the scrapbook paper, I thought they kind of went together. It didn't look gaudy to me. It had like a shabby chic, cutesy kind of look to it. I think by using the washi tape to go around this outside edge, it will help strengthen the sides of the tray. I'm starting with the wider washi tape, and I'm deciding, do I want the black dots to be at the top or the gray dots? And I decide on the gray dots being at the top. And just taking the tape right along the edge, making sure it's lined up really well. And when I get to the corners, I'm pulling it really tight around that corner to make it strong. Now I'm taking the thin washi tape, and this I'm going to put right along the bottom edge just to give it a nice accent. And it makes it look a little more finished on that outside. And I really took my time on this part to make sure it was lined up really well, smoothing the tape out, pulling it really tight around the corners to keep making it stronger and stronger. And there we have it. But we're not done yet. Moving on to cuteness level 100 and giving it the final touch, I'm taking that same washi tape with the polka dots on it and taking it around that inside edge. This was a little tricky, but I just used my scoring knife to help smooth it out along the inside and really get it in the corners. Putting the tape along the inside edge was much harder than the outside. It took a lot more time to do that. And there we have the finished tray. And you might be thinking, why did you paint it if you were just going to put washi tape over? Well, I knew I wanted to use that white and black washi tape, and when I held it up to the tray, I could see all of the writing through the washi tape. So I just painted it to make sure that it was a nice solid background. Let's fill it up with our glitter. I'm really enjoying bringing my creations to YouTube. If you enjoy watching them, please let me know by liking and subscribing. It's like a virtual high five with your bestie. I'm the new girl Lacey, and this is DIY instead of buy. Time for the big reveal.